Okay, welcome to another episode of Manhood Academy Podcasting. Today we have a special treat. We have with us High School 101. Okay, just kidding. That's not the special treat. Everybody tuned off. I'm just kidding. Come on, everybody come back. We have somebody else other than High School 101. We have Rob Show.
Yo.
First time ever on the podcast, a veteran student. We also have Blue, I think.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm here. Blue is about 2 minutes away from killing himself, so if you hear a shotgun noise in the background of the podcast, you know what happened. And we have... What's that?
I said if only I can afford one right now.
If only he could afford a shotgun, he would end it on the air for all the other Manhood Academy students. And then we have Bogler, of course.
I got it.
Bogler with the worst microphone ever. He almost got a yeah boy, and it cut off right in the middle.
Damn it.
All right, Boggles. Let's cover first things first, since we got to get to the emotional suicidal problems first. Okay, as of late, we're seeing a streak of suicidal students. Let's go to the last expression post from Harpo. Harpo. Okay. Harpo's post to the very good bottom of page 8 or 7 or whatever, 22 or 23. Says, I've thought about quitting the academy. I've thought about taking a sabbatical. Give up, Harpo. What the hell? Damn it. It's like I still have tons to learn before I even think of being a student here at Academy for Freaking Retards. What am I, some kind of sub-retard? At least retards know what they want, know what they feel about things. I need to read the ebook again. I need to make my schedule. I need to. Dear God, get me out of my mind. Okay. So this is traditional student panic, feeling that everybody else is ahead of him. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's falling behind. When I think of Manhood Academy students, I just think of one conglomerate, one last place student. I don't think of here's one first place, second place, third place. I think of here's one last place student. But Manhood Academy students always come with the mindset that they're the last place student and everybody else is first place. Like everybody else graduated, they're all alumni, and they're the only student at the academy. The only reason, the difference between Harpo and other students is Harpo is actually making a step forward here because he's the only student voicing these concerns. He's the only student with the balls to type this post, whereas everybody else is twiddling their thumbs in the background and experiencing the same thing, but just without the balls to voice it. So Harpo is wondering out loud, and this is a good first step. And he brought up a key word here, which many fail students have heard millions of times before, but we're going to have to cover it specifically and in depth because I realize part of the problem with talking about the S word. Anybody know what the S word is?
What's the S word?
Suicide.
Stupid?
Suicide.
What is the S word?
Who knows what the S word is?
Suicide.
What?
Stupid.
Suicide.
What are you saying?
Suicide.
Suicide. I
Suicide?
was saying ooey-side.
Suicide.
With no S. Suicide. No. Suicide is not the S word.
Stupid? I'm gonna go with schedule.
Yes.
Schedule.
The brightest guy here, Blue. Schedule. Yes. Schedule is the F word at Manhood Academy. You've heard it many times. It's a taboo subject. Nobody wants to talk about it. It's like talking about banging your sister, but it's in the back of everybody's mind. Everybody's thinking about it. And it's the way to succeed here. Not to bang your sister, but to make the schedule. Let's talk about the schedule, first of all.
It's hard to keep up with the schedule, man. It's just...
Here's the problem. Okay. Number one, the schedule is like it's such an abstract thing. That's a majority of the problem is you guys don't even understand what a schedule is. So we're going to go through the basics of a schedule, how to build a schedule, why you need a schedule. Okay. Number one, your schedule is like, it's the directions. It's the directions to your house. You have to have directions to your house. You have to know how to get back to home base. If you don't know how to get back to home base, you're basically just wandering around the streets. You're a homeless guy. You have no resources. You have no access to any help. You have no access to any tools. You're just floating around waiting for somebody to rape you, to rob you, to kill you, to throw you a penny. You don't know what's going to happen, good or bad. Without the schedule, you have no anchor. You're like a ship just floating around in the ocean with nothing to do. No direction to sail in. So, now we know in an abstract way what a schedule is, but what does that even mean to students? A lot of times we say, hey, you need a schedule, go make a schedule. If you tell us somebody, especially a Manhood Academy student, go make a schedule, that's like telling a dog, go make a ship. It's impossible. It's impossible. Where do you even start? You're looking at your hands, you're like, I have paws. What do I do with these paws? Exactly. We have to break it down even further. the reason why the schedule is so abstract is because everything is abstract if it's outside of your experience. Like if I tell you go have sex with somebody and you never had sex, what is that? How do I even start? Do I kill her? Do I kidnap her? Do I pay for her? Do I talk to her? What do I do? So it's such an abstract concept. We have to break it down. Okay, let's work backwards. What do they call it when you're like a nerd and you want to figure out how to answer the problem, but you don't know the solution? What do they call that? When you work backwards or something? What's that?
Backwards engineer?
Yeah, something like that. Reverse engineer. I don't know if the concept I'm talking about it in the correct way, but I'm going to try and do that. So let's start from you. Let's start with somebody breaking up with a girl, and they're super sad, and they don't know what to do, and they're just moping and groaning. They don't know where to start. So they wake up every day, and they're laying on their bed, looking at the sky. What time do they wake up?
10 o'clock.
No, that's too early. That's too early.
12 o'clock.
No, that's too early. What time do they wake up, Rob?
What was the question?
Exactly. Rob show showing why he's the number one student at the academy. What time do they wake up, Rob, when they're depressed?
Well, I
They wake
can
up
tell you what I do. I can
when they're in the mood to wake up.
from experience.
Yeah, when do they usually wake up? What time of day is that?
When they feel like it, when they're in the mood to wake up.
What? Give me a specific time. We got to talk about specifics now.
That's if they wake up.
We're painting real scenery today, Rob. What time do they wake up?
A depressed person that wakes up.
Yeah.
I'd say on average about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Okay, then they go to sleep. Then they wake up again at like 5 p.m. Stars are almost out. And they're like, fuck. The day's almost gone. I'm so sad. I'm so tired. I don't know what to do, but I feel like I should do something. So what do they do then, Rob?
Jerk off.
They jerk off. They go pouring for about another 4 or 5 hours. Then it's 9 p.m. at night, and the stars are back out again.
Yep.
Then what do they do?
Then they jerk off some more. They stay up all
Okay, they
night.
jerk off again, and then that's another. Then they're at 1 p.m. Okay, so let's say theoretically they jerked off enough for today. So they got about 5 to 10 hours of good jerking off. And then what? At about the 1 a.m., 2 a.m. mark, then what do they do?
Eat food.
Okay, then they eat, right?
Eat. Yeah.
What else? What about after that?
Then they
Get some video games in.
Maybe get some video game. Maybe watch more porn and jerk off. to
Some
sleep.
more porn, some more movies, jerk off, right? Okay, so we got a lot of jerking, some video games thrown in there, and some food, of course, right? Okay, so that's your schedule you're looking at. That is a schedule, believe it or not. That is a schedule. The only difference is between your regular schedule and your sad schedule is that one is written down and the other is just in your head. It's just the autopilot schedule. It's the default schedule. It's like if you throw a rock down a hill. Which way is a rock going to go if you throw it down a 90-degree slope?
Down.
Down 90 degrees.
Yes. What is the schedule?
The schedule is like the slope.
The 90-degree slope. If I change the slope of the rock to 30 degrees, where's it going to go?
30 degrees.
Downhill.
It's still going to go downhill, but it's just got a slightly different schedule now. It's going to go slower downhill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, until, what if I make the plane 90 degrees horizontal and I throw the rock out?
Gonna go horizontal.
No, what's going to happen to the
It'll
rock?
just come to a stop.
It's going to come to a stop because I've given it a different schedule. So you see, the different slopes of this hill are affecting the movement of the rock. It's affecting its day. So in very simple terms, your schedule is your pattern. It's what you're doing with your life repetitively day after day. And because most of you come in emergency mode, you don't come in like in halfway mode. You usually get here in emergency mode. Like you usually call Manhood Academy and say, look, Manhood Academy operator, how can I help you? Yeah, I'm about 10 feet from the ground. I forgot my parachute and I'm pummeling about, at 300 miles per hour and I need directions. Can you help me? No, we can't help you. You're going to die. That's the problem. You guys come in emergency mode. So we're going to have to rescue you from emergency mode. So number one, you got to think, well, what's the problem with just waking up, beating off, watching video games or playing video games, and then eating some food? What's the problem there?
Lack of direction.
What?
Yeah, it's just lack of direction. Lack of.
No,
schedule.
that's not the problem. What's the problem?
Well, it does have a direction.
Oh,
It's just,
yeah.
it's like, it's just not a good direction, and they're not deciding what to do, so they just do that.
It's kind of like if you go to, let's say you just go to a bar. You're just going out to a bar. And you're like, I hope I meet a supermodel tonight. I want to have a girlfriend. I hope I meet a supermodel. I'm going to go to a bar. And you go to a bar, you sit down on a bar stool, you get a beer, 2 a.m. rolls around, last call. They call, 2 a.m., last call, everybody out, and you leave and you go home, and there's no supermodel on your arm. What happened?
Yeah. You just wish for something, but you didn't do anything.
You
to
didn't
make
do
it
anything.
happen.
So then, what do you do when you get home?
Jerk off.
You jerk off, exactly. You go home and you jerk off. Why do you jerk off?
Because you just default to the easiest mode. Wishing is just easy.
No.
Yep.
You don't just default. You go with where the entropy takes you. So you hope you get a girlfriend, but since you didn't get a girlfriend, you still have needs. You still have sexual needs. So then the next best thing, porn. It's like we're going down a stream, and there's a little branch on the stream that says girlfriend, which means you have to start rowing. But if you don't know how to row, or you haven't practiced rowing, you're not trained to row, then forget it. You're not going to go down. You're not going to go down that little side stream. That's going to take effort to row towards. You're going to just go where the stream takes you. The stream is going to take you towards porn. It's going to take you towards fulfilling those needs, but just in the the shortest distance between 2 points for you, so to speak. So
Yeah.
porn is the shortest distance between your hand and your sexual needs. Does that come out right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
to make a schedule is to schedule effort. You're scheduling effort right now. Everything you do, everything that's productive is going to be painful. It's going to be painful. But because you don't have any training to fall back on, you don't have any direction. When you try to do something that normal people would do, it's like 300 times as painful because all your effort is going all over the place. It's all being wasted. So let's say you got a super smart valedictorian guy studying for a math test. How long does he have to study? Rob show?
He has to study a lot for a math test.
No.
Well, yeah.
Blue, how long does a super smart valedictorian guy have to study for math test?
Not a lot.
More than the guy who's not super smart, but
No.
typically it's twice the amount of time that you would be in class.
Boggles.
How long you study.
Boggles. How long does a super smart valedictorian guy have to study for a math test?
1 or 2 hours.
What's that?
1 or 2 hours.
Yes, 1 or 2 hours. How long does the retarded guy have to study for a math test?
6 hours, like how I used to.
Why does he have to study 6 hours?
Because in between I beat up.
He beats off, he forgets which page he's on, he reads a paragraph, he gets distracted, he goes pick up a comic, he reads the page again. He's basically just wasting effort. He's leaking effort. It's so painful.
It's
Why
like
is it
reading the ebook.
why is it easier for the valedictorian guy to study for math test? How come he only has to burn an hour of effort?
Focus. He's focused.
Yes. What does that mean when he's focused? What does that mean?
Concentrating, like putting effort. He's not letting
No,
anything else-
everybody's putting effort. What's the difference?
Nothing else is distracting him.
No. What's the difference?
He has a will. Strong will.
No, everybody has a will. What's the difference? What does it mean to
he knows
focus
he
your
wants,
effort?
he's
What's
not
that
gonna
mean?
compromise.
What's that mean when you focus your effort? What's that mean?
That you're excluding everything else.
You're excluding what? You're excluding what?
He's giving himself limits.
Yes, but
But
what does
you're
that mean?
excluding
That's
things
all
that don't-
abstract. Nobody understands the ebook. We're trying to make it practical for retards now. This is ebook for retards. What does it mean when you focus? You're excluding what?
Excluding the things that are not conducive to your goal. Like if
You're
porn is not
excluding
conducive-
everything that's unnecessary.
Yes. The non-
Let's all say this together. You were excluding everything that's unnecessary. One more time, all together. We're excluding everything that's unnecessary. Yes. So, if we have 5 choices, we're going to call these our options. This is everything in the universe we could do. We're going to break it down into 5 choices, okay? There's only 5 universal choices, and we can only pick these 5 things to do, okay? There's study for the test. There's eat. There's beat off. There's play video games. And there's sleep. Okay? Let's go over those again. These are the only 5 options. We're playing pretend make-believe right now. There is eat, study for the test, beat off, play video games, or sleep. Okay? Those are our 5 options.
Okay.
What does it mean to schedule those things? What does that mean?
You're going to decide. You're going to decide when to do those things, when to focus on each thing.
Yes. So what does that mean if we're going to study? Let's say we have a goal to study for the test and get A. What do we need to do if we're building a schedule? Rob Show, what do we need to do if we're building a schedule? We need to study for the test. One of our options.
If you want to study for the test and get an A, you got to eliminate all the other options.
Yes. A schedule means limiting yourself. It means only focusing on what's necessary, which means you have to limit. That means you can't do something. You have to tell yourself, I can't sleep, I can't eat, I can't beat off, and I can't play video games. Now that seems like a simple thing to just go, oh, duh, I just study for the test, right? I just don't do the other things that will distract me. I just study for the test. You don't realize how complex that is for a retard to understand. That is a huge concept. This is still not burned into most students' minds here. If you
understand, it's hard to do that.
No, you don't understand. This is why we're making it understandable to you right now. We haven't even gotten to the understandable part yet. Okay. What's the problem? A lot of us know, hey, we shouldn't, when we're studying for tests, we shouldn't beat off, we shouldn't eat, we shouldn't sleep, we shouldn't play video games. What's the problem, Rob?
Problem is priorities.
Well, we know the priority is study. What's the problem?
Well, the priorities is not in order. You value the wrong priorities.
Well, let's say we start valuing the right priorities. We value that we need to study. It's coming study day. Test day is coming up.
Okay.
Blue, what's the problem?
The problem is there's such a strong pull towards all the bad stuff that you should be doing versus what you should be doing.
Yes, in a general sense, but there's a more specific problem. Put it that way. What's the problem? High school?
Well, you do need some of those things, like you need to sleep and you need to eat.
Yeah, but
So
not
that's
right now.
not
We
bad.
need to study right now. What's the problem?
Okay. Making a decision? Like
Yes.
choose something?
Yes.
You have to lose something else.
The most basic of things. It's just the fact of deciding. You haven't made a schedule if you have options. Do you realize this? If you have options, you have not made a schedule. This is what most of you do not understand at the base fundamental level of a schedule. You go, I should study right now, but I also need to eat and sleep. What's wrong with that schedule, Rob?
Wait, what was the question again?
Motherfucker. Okay, listen carefully, Rob. You're making a schedule, and your schedule is, I need to study for the test.
Yeah.
But I should also eat and maybe sleep soon. What is the problem with that schedule?
It's not specific.
No, it's specific. You know you should study, but you also know you should eat and sleep pretty soon. What's wrong with that schedule?
You don't know what to focus on.
Why not? Blue?
You don't know when to eat. You don't know when.
Yes. So what is the problem though with that? What does that mean when you don't know when to do something? What does that mean?
You don't know when to. You don't know what to decide to do with your time.
Yes, you haven't made a limit. You haven't made a definitive decision. You know why you write things down?
Because if you write something down, you're automatically going to give up doing something else. That's why you write the one thing down. You don't.
The
write something
decision
else
is made. There is no, I should eat or sleep or study right now. There's only one decision. You look at it and you go, the decision is made. Studying is what is to be done right now. There is no other option but to study. That is why you write something down. If you don't write something down, what do you have in your head? Everybody knows, oh, I should study for the test, but what do you also have in your head?
all the millions of other things. you
Eating
wanna
and
do.
sleeping. And those are options. Those are also good options. You need to eat. You need to sleep. So now when you go, oh, you know what? You start thinking in your head, it's important to study, but it's also important to stay alive. So I need to eat some food. I don't know when I should do that. And I also feel kind of tired. I should rest a little bit to get ready for this test. So you start introducing options. You keep introducing options. And what happens when you add, what happens if you have a choice between eating and sleeping? Let's say you have a choice between doing the test or eating a sandwich.
Eating the sandwich?
I eat the sandwich.
No. I'm asking how difficult is that eating the sandwich or taking the test versus eating the sandwich or taking the test or beating off or video games or sleeping? What's the difference?
It's much easier because you have two choices.
You have
first of
two
all.
choices
If you
versus
eat,
5
you have less
choices. 2 choices versus 5 choices. What is the principle I'm trying to get at here, Blue?
To limit your options
Yes, to what?
to one single thing that you should be
One single thing. Do you realize why you had trouble answering that question?
Oh,
Because I was thinking of other options.
Exactly. You have
Other-
many other choices for the answer. Do you realize that? There are many other choices. There are many other wrong answers to my question. And there's one right answer. You have too many options floating around in your head. Nothing is restricted. Do you realize I have outlined things in the ebook that you should know that you should be able to give a definitive answer for? And if you can't give a definitive answer, it's also, there's a correlation between that and the reason why you're not able to make a definitive schedule. if you were to make a schedule, you would see something magical. You know what magical thing would happen? You would start understanding the ebook a lot clearer, a lot better. You know why? Why?
Because the ebook teaches only one functional way. That's basically the way ebook is
Yes,
designed.
you would limit your options. You would learn firsthand about limiting your options to one thing. And then you would go, oh, the ebook is talking about limiting options and becoming more orderly, more productive, etc. But if you don't have a schedule, you don't even have any fucking practical experience of limitation. All you have is this abstract concept. Oh, sounds cool. I should be focused. I should be Michael Jordan. I should just concentrate on getting a championship. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to go do that. Oh, I don't know how to do it. Why can't I do it? Too many fucking options.
Yeah.
You don't even know how to practically limit yourself. Forget about the abstract concept of limit everything bad and just do that good thing, and then I'm going to succeed at life. What the fuck is that? What if I just got on here and said, you know what, bros? Just need to limit the bad things in your life and do good things, and then everything good will happen, and it'll all just turn out rosy. How helpful would that be?
Like I would go to the clothing store and then buy like 10 t-shirts just because I want to limit myself and not buy like 50 t-shirts.
Yes.
In every single color that I
You
want.
have to know what it means to practically limit yourself. For some people, limitation still means, okay, don't buy 50 shirts, buy 10 shirts, right?
Yeah.
Don't eat, don't eat Wendy's or cut off, two things from my diet here, and I still have 40 other choices to go to, right? To them, that is limitation. That's not fucking limitation. If you can't make a clear decision, you don't have fucking limitation. Period.
Yeah.
If you're going, what should I do right now? You don't have a schedule. Listen again. If you're going, I don't know what to do right now. If you're sitting on your bed, you wake up and you go, what should I do? Or I don't know what to do. You don't have a schedule. You are lying to yourself. There is no schedule in sight. If you wake up and you go, should I study or should I play a video game or should I call or should I do my Manhood Academy post? You're already a fucking loser. You don't need to ask. Professor Plum, am I a fucking loser right now? Yes. My answer is always yes. If you cannot tell me what you should be doing right now, whenever I ask you, not at 10 o'clock, not at 5 o'clock, not when you're in the chat room and you're feeling all inspired, if I just fucking quiz you at 3 a.m. and say, what should you be doing at 6:20 p.m. tomorrow? And you can't tell me, you're a fucking loser. That's your answer.
Well, I'm a loser all the time.
Blue, what are you doing tomorrow at 6:20?
I don't know because I'm a fucking loser.
Exactly my point. So anytime somebody says, hey, guys, I'm at Manhood Academy. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm the worst student here. I don't know how to succeed. Why? What are you going to tell them, Blue?
I tell them you don't have a schedule.
You don't have a schedule. Exactly. So what are you going to tell them to do if they don't have a schedule, Blue?
I'm going to tell them to create a schedule by knowing what they should do and choosing one option and sticking to it.
Wrong. Because that's what I do already. How fucking useful is that? Why is that not useful, Blue?
Nobody follows
Why
it.
did I have an epiphany and realize that's fucking useless too?
Nobody's following you.
No, that is a consequence. Blue, why is that useless, what you just said? Tell them to find one thing and limit it to one thing.
Because maybe they don't know what thing they should be focused on.
Exactly. You have to fucking tell them. That is to limit their options. You don't tell them, hey, just go make a schedule and schedule your stuff and just prioritize and just take your important things like school and work and put them in red and then put the optional things in blue and then do this and that. Why is that a bad idea?
They don't know.
Because they don't know what. They may not know what should be optional.
They have no fucking clue. Just like you guys have no fucking clue answering the question. If you guys had a schedule, you'd be able to answer the question right in a second. You go, they don't know what they're looking. They don't have any idea. They don't have any reference point. How do they know what is optional, what is limited? Who taught them that? They have no fucking clue what that is. So when they're trying to schedule, video games or porn or study for the test, everything's the same to them. Video games is porn. Video games is the test. There's no fucking difference. How do you think they got here? You think they got here to Manhood Academy because they know how to schedule their life? No. They're here because they have no fucking clue what a schedule is. So if you go, Blue, hey, I'm Blue, and I learned about schedules. So what you should do is just prioritize, bud, and then it's going to happen. Just keep prioritizing, and then good things will happen. What are they going to do?
I'm sorry. Blue, go ahead.
You're going to think about doing the schedule. But
They're going to think about it for 2 minutes, and then they're going to fantasize about buying a handgun so they could blow their head off so they don't have to listen to your shitty advice anymore. So what do you need to tell them, Blue? Now, in light of this new knowledge, that you just picked up 2 seconds ago, when they say, I don't know what to do, bro. I'm a loser at Manhood Academy, and I'm last place, and I keep coming last place in the Survivor Finals. I keep losing my coconut, and the team wants to vote me off the island. I just don't know what to do. What should I do, Blue?
I would tell them something, what you should be doing.
And then they go buy their handgun because they're like, thanks, Blue. Thanks for that abstract nothing advice. Who learned something from what I just said? Bogler, what would you tell them to do? They're like, bro, I'm the last place student at Manhood Academy. I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about quitting. I don't feel like I'm as good as you guys. I don't know what to do. What should I do, bro?
Write your expression post.
Fucking guy.
That's it.
Yeah. His expression post, it goes, Dear Academy, boom, the end. That's his expression post. All right, Rob Show, what do you tell him? He's like, I'm a loser. I don't know what to do, bro.
Well, the thing is, I can't tell him what to do if I'm myself.
Exactly. High School 101. What do you tell him what to do?
Decide on something to do at least. If you know video games are bad for you, just decide.
And he's like, hold on, let me get the shotgun in my mouth. Boom. Okay, here's what we do. We say, you know what? I'm in the exact same loser place as you. So let's fucking make a schedule right now. Okay, let's get a piece of paper. Let's start at 1 a.m. What are you doing at 1 a.m.? Okay, I'm beating off. Okay, well, that's going to be our sleep time. We're going to make a sleep limitation right there. Okay, what are you doing at 2 a.m.? Well, I'm beating off. Okay, we're going to make another sleep box right there. And we're going to go like maybe about 6 hours of sleep boxes. Okay, we're going to wake up like, we're going to be fucking insane. We're going to wake up at 7, maybe 8. We'll be less insane. We're going to schedule in some breakfast here for 30 minutes. Then we're going to schedule, like a little workout thing. So we're going to do some push-ups. How many push-ups should we do? Well, let's be specific with this. Let's not just go do push-ups or just work out. We're going to schedule in we're going to do 20 push-ups and we're going to do 3 reps of those 20 push-ups. And then we're going to increase reps every day. We're going to add 1 rep. Okay. Till we get to like a goal of 50. Okay. So we got that scheduled out for there. Okay. Next we got 8:30. What are we going to do then? We're going to schedule in brush, teeth, shower. Okay. Got that. All right, now we're going to schedule in our work time. We're going to schedule in study time. Those are all going to be red blocks. You can't change them anyway. Okay, now we got optional blocks here at the 3 p.m. mark, the 4 p.m. mark. We're just starting on breakfast, but this is how you're going to go through every fucking day, every fucking hour, every fucking minute, every fucking second. And then, guess what? The hardest days of all. What are the hardest days of all? Bogler, to schedule.
Monday.
Wrong. Blue, what are the hardest days of all to schedule?
Weekend.
Why?
Because those are days that you would probably want to take off.
Because they're so fucking free. We're free, man. We're hippies. We're free, man. We need some rest time, man. We've been on a schedule, bro. We just need to take a break, bro. Right? What do you say, bro, when a student comes to you and he goes, hey, Blue, hey, man, the schedule's tough for the 5 days. It's cool. I'm looking forward to the weekend, bro. What are you going to tell him?
I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
They're like, hey, bro, kick back. It's the weekend. The schedule's cool for the week, but come on, bro. We need some free time, bro. Just going to kick it on the weekend. What are you going to tell them?
Well, I tell them you need to know what you're going to do on the weekends because
Wrong.
You won't know what to do with your free time.
Wrong. What are you going to tell them, Rob?
About kicking back on the weekends?
Yeah. They're like, bro, we just need to take it easy, bro. We need to kick back on the weekends. What are you going to tell them?
I don't know, man. I would.
I know.
Yeah. What are you going to tell them, high school?
I tell them, okay, schedule time to wake up at 9 o'clock, brush your teeth, eat breakfast, then at 10 o'clock, fire up the Xbox, play Battlefield Bad Company 2, then do that for 2 hours, and then play online, multiplayer, and then 12 o'clock...
Okay, let's skip your schedule. Bogler, what are you going to tell him?
Okay.
Bogler, can't hear you. Bogler, you cut out. Okay, we're going to go back to Blue. Blue, what are you going to tell him?
I'm going to tell them that I also don't know what to do on the weekend. Let's schedule our time together.
Yes. I don't know what to do, and I'm in a different state than you, but let's get it handled right now. We're making a schedule. We're going to figure out what to do on the weekends. But before that, if I was answering the question, I would tell them, shut up, faggot. You don't know what the fuck you're doing anyway. So now is not kickback time for you. You know when kickback time is for you? When is kickback time, Rob Show?
What is kickback time?
When is kickback time? When?
Whenever you schedule it.
No. When is kickback time? Bogler?
Attain your goals.
What?
When you attain your goals.
When you know what the fuck you're doing. That's when kickback time comes in.
Well, that's a lot of information.
Yeah. That's years away. So you don't get the fucking kickback for another 2 or 3 years. So don't fucking tell me about weekends or kickback time. There's no kickback time for you. You're in kick-ass time right now. Weekends are kick-ass time. You know what? You know what's part of kick-ass time? Having fun with your buddies. Yes, you're going to schedule an hour where you call your buddies and hang out. That is fucking business time. You're having fun, but guess what, asshole? That's on a schedule. You're on a fun schedule. You're on a schedule for work. You're on a schedule for play. You're on a schedule for fun. You're on a schedule for studying. Every fucking second is scheduled until what time, Rob? Show? When can you kick back?
Until you've accomplished what you've been striving to accomplish. Do you accomplish your goal?
Till you've done what you've done that you need to do?
Yeah, exactly.
Good enough. Until you know what the fuck you're doing. Until you can give a definitive answer. You're not fucking allowed to have a schedule. This should be the litmus test. Unless they give you an answer like that, they can't kick back. They're not allowed to kick back. If I go, hey, what are you supposed to tell that girl? I don't know. You can't kick back. What are you supposed to do at your job? I don't know. You can't kick back. What is this with the CM report with this thing? How does the student turn to the CM report? What is the answer to this question right here? Can you answer all the questions in the EM report? Well, I don't know. I don't know if I haven't looked at it yet, and it might be difficult. I don't know the situation. You can't kick back. You're a fucking loser. If you can't give me a definitive answer, you cannot kick back. You did not deserve to kick back.
Yep.
You have not merited a kickback time yet.
Yep, none of us should be kicking back.
Nobody here
Should be kicking back.
is nowhere fucking near kicking back because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. All the questions I'm asking you, I don't know. Well, what about this answer? What about this answer? No, it should be, here's the right answer, Professor Plum. Not, is this please? Can it be the right answer? Or I don't know, maybe. Right?
Yep.
Yep.
So,
Amen.
when do you need a schedule?
When you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yes,
When you don't know what the fuck
and
you're doing.
how long should your schedule be? How long should your schedule be?
Every fucking minute, every fucking day.
What's that, Boggles? I can't hear him. But High School 101 was correct. Every fucking minute of every fucking day should be scheduled. So obviously all your schedules are bullshit right now. You need to go back and retool them. And if you haven't made one, you need to start, which means you need to go every fucking hour. And you need to stop putting in, this is option time here. I could just do stuff in this block, in this 5-hour block here. It's just kickback time. There's no such thing as 5-hour kickback block times. Get rid of that shit.
I think if you really have nothing else, think of something. I mean, if you really don't have any work,
If you don't have something to
anything,
do, it's time to start what's known as a long-term project. This is something to keep you busy. For instance, I needed to create projects for Manhood Academy, which means I need to create things to get things done. So I needed to make a movie, which took a couple months to make. Now I'm in the middle of another project. I was making another movie for Manhood Academy. It had to do with how you became a mangina. I was gonna basically review a bunch of movies and go over all the different parts in the movie that basically turn you into mangina. Like, for instance, chicks beating you up in the movie, chicks outsmarting you, etc. It's just all over movies today. For like 2000 to 2011, I was just going to pick out major blockbusters and show you exactly which parts where you're fucking getting emasculated left and right. But I fucking deleted half the folder in the movie, so the project got screwed up, and I'm like, fuck! I don't want to start over. But guess what? It turned out to be something better because now I'm making a different movie. I'm making a movie that just has nothing but conversations, actual conversations, and I'm going to break down every conversation, just go over it. So people have a practical interaction guide where they look at certain situations that maybe apply to their life, and they're like, oh, look at that one. Yep, I recognize that one. Oh, yep. So I'm just trying to find common situations. Any guys find any clips? I want you to turn them in, like on the news clips or clips of people arguing, especially men and women, anything where there's an interaction involved, even if it's simple, it's not an argument, a simple situation you have a question about or something you see that's similar to your situation on YouTube, any of those videos you catch in the news, send them in, give me links, whatever, because I'm now compiling clips to make this movie happen. So I have a long-term project. I've made one for myself. I have voluntarily limited myself to a project because I want to accomplish something. Now let's also talk about benefits of a schedule. When you don't schedule your time and you spend a whole day doing whatever, how do you feel at the end of the day, Blue?
You feel like killing yourself.
Yes. Why? Rob Show.
Why you feel like killing yourself?
Yes.
After you're not Because you just feel worthless, man. You feel
Why?
Like, you didn't accomplish anything.
You didn't accomplish anything. You didn't do anything meaningful that you value. So, for instance, let's say you value guys who can run the country and schedule things for people so that they get their needs met, they get fed, they get housing, etc. You've accomplished something. You value somebody who can do that, who can arrange all that. That arrangement takes effort. It's beautiful to look at. It's like looking at a blank piece of land on the shore, and then you see a hotel in 2 years, and you look at the building and the structure and everything, and you're like, wow, somebody accomplished something. Somebody built something. What's that?
I have a personal concern.
Yes.
I remember I made a schedule for the day, and I remember it was I took out a block of time to study for GMAT.
Okay.
And I was studying for it, and I remember I felt discouraged. And
you felt discouraged because your GMAT. Okay. Why were you discouraged? You were just.
It was just the content was very difficult.
Okay.
Difficult for me to master.
So, all right. So.
I got discouraged.
Right. So it's too tough. The material's too tough. So if the material's too tough, what would you need to do?
Ask for help.
There you go. So so that's got to be part of your schedule, because in your schedule, it's not always going to be build this house and the next day it's going to say house completed. What's it most likely going to say?
Like, no, nothing's been done.
Build this house. Problem encountered. Don't know how to apply siding. Don't know how to hammer nails into wood. Too weak to hammer nails in the wood. No strength, etc. There's going to be all these problems you encounter. So what do you need to do when you encounter those problems?
Ask for help.
Yes. And what else happens to your schedule?
Your schedule will have to accommodate the people who are asking for help.
Your schedule is going to have to schedule in the help. It's going to have to say, start doing push-ups so I'll be able to hammer a nail into a board. Start contacting, building contractors who know how to design or apply siding to the wall. So you have to now change your schedule to accommodate those things you don't know how to do. There are 1,000,001 things you don't know how to do. The problem with your schedule is it's based around you, like you're a fucking island.
Yeah, that's why you make a schedule together. You gotta.
This guy talks forever. You are a social person. High School 101, you need to open your ears because your ears are closed when you're talking.
Yeah.
You are a social person. Your life is socially based, which means your existence, even if you had the knowledge to build a house all by yourself. You're a general contractor for like 10 years. You have the knowledge to build a house all by yourself. Guess what? You're not meant to build a house by yourself. You're not meant to do it by yourself. Even a relationship. You think, well, I'll just have the kid. I'll artificially inseminate some chick, and then I'll get a job and do this and that. All those things are not meant to be individual decisions. You're not meant to have, look at a family. You have a mom, you have a dad, you have brothers and sisters. They're all doing certain functions for that family. Necessary functions to sustain that family, to keep it going. What happens if the dad gets sick? The whole family crumbles?
Yeah.
Yeah? No, wrong. If the dad gets sick and everybody's fucked, I think that planet Earth would have ended a long time ago. What happens when the dad gets sick?
The mom takes care of it.
Mom's got to do something. Kids got to do something. If it just depended on you, the whole fucking world would have ended 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. Who knows? The point is, you are a social being. You must schedule that. You must have that in mind when you're designing your schedule. For instance, a good thing is study with this person, or study at a library, study at a cafe, study where there's people. Try to incorporate people into your schedule as much as possible. Do not make it a schedule of isolation.
So there's no such thing as introverts.
There's no such thing as a fucking introvert. That is a stupid faggot psychological term designed by guys who don't know what the fuck they're doing, who don't understand that most of your upbringing is just conditioning. If I raised you around like 500 people and you just saw 500 people every day, you wouldn't be an introvert. You would just be socialized. It's just like like girls that work at restaurants. They're shy girls if you take them away from the restaurant environment. But in the restaurant environment, or if you just greet them, they automatically have like a line to say to you and da da da. They have 2 or 3 answers they can just fire off real quickly. Why? Because they're natural orators. They're natural speech givers. Why? Why can they answer you so quickly?
Because they're trained.
Yes, they've been fucking waitressing, 8 hours a day, and they hear the same fucking questions. They begin to anticipate what's going to happen, so they have a response just prepared.
Yep.
They could do it blindfolded. So there's enough of this introvert extrovert bullshit. You're a social person. There's no such thing as a person who is isolated. You wouldn't survive. If your mom just had you and threw you out in the wilderness, you'd be dead in a day. There's no such thing as an island. You're fucking fooling yourself. Make your schedule with people as much as possible and incorporate people. This means make your schedule uncomfortable. Don't schedule study 3 hours at home. You'll end up beating off. You'll end up playing video games. You'll end up, beating yourself into a fatty state.
Yeah, because especially me. I feel uncomfortable around people, especially new people, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Okay, so also, schedule your, what was I going to say? Okay, so socialize your schedule. Also, a lot of you, most of you, when you start up your schedules, you're going to be inspired assholes and you're going to think, oh, I'm going to study for 5 hours straight and then I'm going to lift 500 pounds and then I'm going to do handstand push-ups for 20 minutes and then I'm going to fly to France and solve the world health crisis and I'm going to cure cancer, I'm going to cure the economy, and then I'm going to go to sleep. What's wrong with that schedule, Blue?
The problem with the schedule is it's out of the reach of your ability.
Yes, you have no ability. You have very limited capability. Well, I should say that's wrong. You have very advanced capabilities as a guy, but you have no ability because it hasn't been trained. Your capability is like raw potential. But if your potential hasn't been harnessed, hasn't been trained, it's useless. You have no abilities. So you're like a Superman, but not grown up. You have all this capability to fly and to beat Lex Luthor and everything, but you're not grown up yet. So you don't know how to use your powers. You haven't trained to do anything. You don't know how to fly straight. So you have no abilities. You have no practical abilities. So you're not doing shit. So you have to take that into account. Part of your schedule is going to be to develop your abilities, which means you're not going to have the ability to concentrate for 3 hours in a row. In the ADD generation of kids playing video games, it's fucking insanity. So you're going to have to develop that. Most of you guys are going to be like fatties. You're going to be out of shape. You're going to be whatever. So you're going to have to develop something to get you in shape, to exercise. You're going to have to make exercise part of your life, not just go to the gym. How about hang out with your buddies and go on a bike ride, or hang out and play football, or hang out and pick up a sport or something where you start getting active with your life as a regular part of your life, not just like a category like, oh, I need to go to the gym now. No. Your life should be active. It's normal for you to go outside and do things with your buddies outside, to hang out, to go hiking, to go, I like to schedule hikes with my friends just to go outside, just to do something, you're not meant to just stay inside a gym all day. You should be out socializing. Even it's sad when you go to the gym, most people just run on the treadmill and don't talk to anybody, just stare ahead for 30 minutes and just run on the treadmill.
Social at the gym.
Yeah.
It's like you're in the most social place possible and not socializing.
Yeah.
That's my favorite laugh. Whose laugh is that? That's the best one ever. I love that one. It's Peter Griffin laugh. So you need to schedule in socialization. That means, yes, that means you're going to have to start making effort. That means you have to schedule that in. Schedule in making a buddy. You got to set aside an hour to make a buddy.
Dang. Like a
Schedule an hour to start talking to whoever is in your buddy network to improve that relationship. Schedule meeting a buddy. Schedule, like let's say you're not athletic, you're a nerd. You grew up in a nerdy house playing video games. Well, you're going to take up a sport. You're going to schedule tennis in. You're going to look up community classes near you, a community college. You're going to go to the boards. You're going to schedule in. Yes, you're going to schedule in. Look for sports resources. Look for activities. So that means you're going to have an hour set aside just for this activity. This is part of your activities, which means you're going to go, I'm going to look up online community colleges near me. I'm going to go to the boards. I'm going to physically drive to the college or walk to college or ride my bike to the college and go look on the activity boards and find out classes, schedules, when people want to do things. You could go on fucking Craigslist and they have They have a section on activities, and people are like, hey, I need a tennis buddy, or hey, I need a buddy for basketball or something, or we're looking for a fifth guy to play in our league. That's going to be in your schedule, is going to be looking for social activities.
Yeah. So a schedule should be very detailed, right?
Yes, it should be very fucking detailed. It shouldn't just say eat, sleep, work, show up, and then free time. And then you got a 5-hour block of free time. That is a bullshit schedule. And that's most of your schedules.
Yeah. Like, even within the hour.
Within the hour, you should be breaking, as a new guy, you should be breaking it up as much as fucking possible into like 15-minute segments. You shouldn't be thinking in hour segments. You should be thinking in 15-minute segments. Your schedule should be like a big fucking poster. You should have a wall version at home. Like I would recommend this. Go to the store right now and buy a dry erase board. Section it off into 7 days. And make sure that board is as big as possible, because you're going to be making spaces on that board and writing shit in. Detail. And then you're going to have a computer version, which is be as big as possible, which is going to be the super detailed version, so you know exactly what you should be doing at any time. You're going to have a version to carry around with you. So you need to make a carry around version, so you should know what you're doing at every single moment of the day if somebody asks you. If you can't tell somebody what you're doing at this hour of the day, or what you should be doing at this hour of the day, you're an asshole.
Yep.
You're an asshole.
Yeah.
Amen.
And I was gonna say, often things happen. I don't know, like let's say you need to study and your friend wants to socialize with you.
Right.
Like, you can't. I mean, you should always stick to your schedule no matter what.
You should stick to your schedule as long as it, put it this way. You should err on the side of socializing. So let's say, for instance, of course you're going to have things where you can't break, like work and school. You're going to have definite times where those things are in red. Those things are in red, meaning they're commitments. You can't break them. Like, you have to show up at work. Or you need X amount, I don't know what you need X amount of hours of sleep per day. Those things are going to be in red. But if you could sacrifice, let's say you go to bed at 11, but your friend calls you, wants to hang out for an hour. Well, if it's a social thing, go ahead and break your schedule and use that social thing, because that's, again, your main point is to learn how to socialize. So you're going to err on the side of socialization. So, let's say you got activity is find something social to do for an hour. So you're trying to look up social resources, but your friend calls you in the half-hour mark. Well, if you feel that's a valid use of your time, like that's a good opportunity to socialize, then do that instead of looking up other things, because that's practically socializing right there.
Yeah, I think that all comes back to making a decision, too, because one time I was working out. I had it on my schedule to work out from, I think it was 8 to 9, and then I saw this one new guy that I was meeting there, and we ended up talking until, 9:30. I just pretty much hung out with him for an hour. He had to go somewhere. I was a little nervous. I didn't really know what to do, but I just had to stay, past my schedule because I wanted to socialize.
There you go. As long as you're erring on the side of socialization, go ahead and do it. Your schedule is for when you don't know what the fuck to do, which is most of the time. So every second should be scheduled out.
Okay, so if I do know what to do...
No, you don't know what to do.
Okay.
Schedule it.
Okay.
More often than not, you won't know what to do. You'll need a schedule. People coming in and interrupting your schedule won't happen as often as you not knowing what to do.
Yeah.
So if your parents come into town, you got to entertain your parents, you got to entertain your parents.
Yeah.
There's obvious exceptions you can make for your schedule, like things like that where you have to socialize or it's in your benefit, it's in your best interest to start socializing. Those type of things you want to take advantage of. Do not use your schedule as an excuse to not socialize.
Yeah. So either way, you still gotta lose something. I mean, the thing I hate about making the schedule the most, that I have to give up something. I always love to just do everything.
Yes, great. Boo-hoo. Okay, next thing. Schedule. Okay, so we got that. We covered the why. Benefits of the schedule. What are the benefits of having a schedule? Anybody? Rob Show?
Keep the mind, security.
You're actually giving yourself direction. You're making a decision. You're putting it on paper.
Those are not benefits. Those are things you do to get the benefits. What are the benefits?
Less fapping.
Less fapping. Okay.
Yeah.
Boggles. Benefits to schedule.
Having a clear path.
Anybody besides these fucking Dalai Lama answers. Benefits to schedule. Accomplishing something, feeling a sense of accomplishment, feeling a sense of satisfaction, being I'm full. I've eaten a good meal. Oh, I've drinking a good glass of water. I'm full. I'm happy. I've done something where I feel is important to me. It's valuable to me. It encourages me. It inspires me to keep doing it.
Wow, I never thought of treating the schedule as a major task, giving you satisfaction. I never thought because I didn't do it properly.
Well, you haven't even done a fucking schedule yet, so why don't you do it first and then talk to me about the experience after?
Exactly, Professor Plum.
Well, this has been very productive. We haven't gotten to anything else that I've wanted to get to, but I think let's see.
This is one of the most important parts because all of us are fucking slackers.
Yeah, I agree. So this is a good use of our hour. It's been about an hour.
Yeah.
I want to cover a couple other things, but I got to get going. I got some stuff to do.
You got to
Yeah.
We got to err on the side of socialization, so podcast first. We can socialize with our buddies. This is good social practice time. So, again, I hope you guys picked up some tips. Any other questions before we go?
I want to do it. Cover that thing that I recorded with the girl.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, that's going to be a fucking time. God, I want to get to that real quick, but I don't know if that's
I gotta leave at 3.
we're going to save it for later, Boggles.
Okay,
I'll try and do it with just you and me, so hopefully your mic's good.
Yeah, no, I'm going to get another webcam and fix it.
Okay, buddy. It was good talking to you and everybody. And Rob Show, thanks for joining us.
Thanks,
Likewise.
everybody. Pleasure to be here.
I actually wanted to talk to you more about your experiences, Rob Show, but we got sidetracked by the schedule.
Yes. We'll get that on the next podcast.
Hopefully we'll get that on the next podcast.
Coolio.
Okay,
Hey,
Bluester.
Dude, we should start scheduling our podcast.
There you go. Everything needs a schedule. Now you're figuring it out.
Well, when are we going to have the next podcast? Can we schedule that right now?
Yeah.
You guys can schedule it. I've got to go. Nice talking to you. We'll see you later.